Jeanetto. I'm Christina, and I'm so glad that you're here with me today. If you're new, welcome in. If you're returning, welcome back. No matter how long you've been here, I always appreciate your time. I have a little bit of yarn pouring for you today, and I'm excited to share it with you. I am in my yarn library again, still trying to search for a chair, but with school starting back, I am not needing to be at my desk at home quite so much. So I'm hoping that I can find a nice balance. So I'm going to adjust just a little bit. So I'm going to move the camera just a little. Oh, that was more than a little. My apologies. Now it's going to wiggle. Now it's crooked. All right, hold please. Okay, I'm back, maybe. Yes, okay. The numbers are moving, so I'm recording. So I have some yarn that I'm going to show you that I got from a shop in Little Rock, Arkansas called Yarn Kandy. Sorry, guys, my microphone and camera are not doing what I want it to do right now. Okay, hopefully you can hear me okay. I'm hoping that everyone can hear me better being in the smaller room than being in the living room where the sound has more space to go. But everything is always a work in progress. So this store called Yarn Kandy is a cute shop. There was some construction going on, so it was kind of hard to, once you got out of the car, to maneuver to walk to. But it is in sort of like the beginning of what, if you are familiar with the Little Rock area, sort of what you would consider the beginning of the Heights. So a more, at one point, prominent part of Little Rock. So it was kind of difficult for me to find because when I lived there, I didn't go over there very often. So it's becoming less of a barrier for people to be there, but when I first started in college in Little Rock, it was like, that's the posh part of town and you won't have that kind of money. So it's not that I have that kind of money now, but it's more accessible. They have more things for a variety of people. And when I walked into the store, I was greeted immediately by the owner, whose name is Kandy. So I thought that was a very interesting play because it's Kandy with a K, not Candy with a C. So I thought that was an interesting word play there. And then we had a surprise because my daughter was with me. And the owner had a little, I want to say it was like a little Yorkie, like a little tiny teacup dog. And she had it in this little playpen, and it was a puppy. It was a baby because her previous dog had passed away, and so she's got a new dog, and she was telling us the whole story, right? And it was super, super cute. And my daughter is an animal lover. It does not matter if it swims, if it walks, if it flies. She's about almost all animals. There are very few animals where she's like, time out, that's not for me. And animals sense that about her. They are attracted to her in that way. So she was very quickly entertained, which was nice for me, right? As a yarn shopper, she's entertained over there with the dog in a secure area, and I can shop, and I can still see her and keep my eye on her, and all of that. So let me show you the shop. I'll be putting up some pictures. It was organized by weight, so you had like the fingering weight, then sport, then DK, then worsted and chunky Of course, she is a knitter, not a crocheter, so a lot more lightweight yarns than what most crocheters would be used to. And I did partake in some of the lightweight yarns, and then I got some other yarns as well, which I will show you. Lots and lots of color though, not just solids, you know, with a bit of variegated thrown in. No, there were lots of variegated yarns, lots of options. And for what you see on the outside, it was a pretty big store on the inside. She does have like a customer sign up thing where you give her your email and she'll send you things periodically. But she was like, I don't do newsletters. I don't do spam. She was like, I just don't have the time. She's like, I don't have time to write people constantly. She was like, it's just not what I do. I run a store. And I was like, fair enough. We did talk about how, you know, I was just visiting and all of that. But, like I said, overall, it was a lovely shop. The owner is very knowledgeable about yarn. She's very personable. She was very sweet to my daughter, which was nice for me. And we did bond over arm injuries because of my shoulder and her wrist and things like that. So all in all, it was a lovely conversation. It was lovely to share her space, even if it was for a little while. And I am sad that it's not a place that I'm going to be able to really go back to. There was another yarn shop that I wanted to visit while I was in Little Rock, but it was closed while I was there. So it had weird hours. I can't remember the name of it now. I'd have to look it up. But it had kind of weird hours, and I was like, I really don't know that it's going to be feasible, because I was only there for like 3.5 days. So anyway, let me show you what I purchased. And yes, it is in a pink bag. This is part of what I shipped to myself. So this yarn, the yarn I bought in Dallas, and then the yarn that I bought in North Carolina, which you haven't seen yet, I did ship to myself just because I knew that when we were going further onto Florida that, and you've already seen the yarn that Amanda at Obsessive Crochet Lady gave me when I was in Florida. I knew that I was going to be getting that. And I didn't know if I was going to be able to go to another yarn shop once I got back to Dallas. So I was like, let me go ahead and ship this stuff to myself so that I have room for things should I need to get them. And I was hoping at the time, before all of the delays, that Amanda and I would get to go yarn shopping together, which sadly we did not, but that's okay. So I wanted to make sure I had room for things. So I did ship this to myself, and as I said in the video about meeting up with Kay in Dallas, I'm very glad that I wrapped everything in individual, like each shop I wrapped in a plastic bag, and then I wrapped everything again in plastic because the box was obnoxiously destroyed when it got here. When I picked it up, I was like, I hope that's not my yarn. And then I saw part of the little pink shining through the white plastic bag, and I was like, oh, that is my yarn. But it wasn't, the box itself wasn't wrapped in plastic, which means, assumedly, it did not get wet. Because when it's wrapped in plastic like that and they stick a piece of paper on it, then that means that it's gotten wet. Not only has it gotten damaged, but it got wet. So, thankfully, it did not get wet. But, anyway, what did I get? So, my daughter does influence some of my yarn purchases, and she wanted this for her stuffed animals. And it's Zauber Perlin. It's Shoppel yarn, and it's just a circle. And so these are like individual balls of yarn all stuck together on a string, and they make, you know, essentially a nice little fade set. But those are the colors, and this is not doing it any justice. This is like a turquoise color. I've got to get better lighting. This is like turquoise and pink. This is a little bit darker turquoise. This has more pink than turquoise. This has a lot more pink than turquoise. Even more pink, solid pink, and then solid turquoise. So it is not the blue that you're seeing. You're seeing like blue. This is actually more greenish blue, like I said, turquoise. So my daughter got this. She wants me to make things for her stuffed animals. And then I picked up, now this was not on sale, but most of the rest of what I got was actually on sale, believe it or not. And I say believe it or not because when I bring this out, you're going to be like, oh my God. So I got 2 of these. This is Madeline Tosh yarn. This is Tosh Vintage 100% Superwash Merino. And this is the colorway Spectrum. And it is a medium 4-weight, 200 yards, 182 meters, 115 grams. To knit, you can use a 4.5 to 5.5 millimeter set of needles. Machine wash at 30 degrees Celsius. Do not dry, do not iron. It does not say lay flat, but so it was re-established in 2019, so I guess it went away for a little while. But these are very, very vibrant colors. Again, I wish this cover up here is a blue cover, and I didn't turn on my other lamp that's over here to my left because it has a blue lampshade on it. I did turn on the one white lampshade, but hoping that that would do better, but it's not really doing much better. So then I got this Madeline Tosh. Again, it's vintage. The colorway is Cosmic Wonder Dust. And it's the same specs, 200 yards, 182 meters, 115 grams, medium 4 weights, 4.5 to 5.5 set of knitting needles. Now, this one I got because I have some Malabrigo that this would go really well with. It's sitting right over there. I can see it. It's up there. And then this I got because it reminded me, sort of an Anzula yarn that I have called Gumball. Now, when I bought the Gumball, I was only able to get one. I really, really wanted so many more than that because I wanted to make a top out of it because it has these like little speckles in it. But it's not speckled the same way. But maybe I could put them together in a project. I have the one Anzula and then this and this. So maybe I could do this one and then the Anzula and then this one. So that was kind of my thought in that, to do something like that. I really, really wanted to make a sweater out of that Gumball colorway, but I couldn't. They only had one, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll find some more somewhere else. I have not found anywhere else, and it is a one skein thing that sits up there, and it haunts me because I want to make something out of it, and I want it to be a top of some sort. So I need to find, maybe I can find ways to blend. I'm going to need more than 3, obviously. But maybe I have plenty up there. I can find ways to blend things with it. So then the rest of what I got, I have more of this brand, but I do not have this specific kind. So the rest of what I got is Blue Sky Organic Cotton Sport. Now I do have some Blue Sky fibers, but it's not the organic cotton. So I got, hold on, I'm not done. These. So I have a dark gray, almost like a periwinkle gray. I know that's not, periwinkle's typically blue, but this is like a bluish gray. That's why I called it periwinkle. and then more of a turquoise color. I guess my camera just does not like turquoise for some reason. But this is organic, like I said, organic cotton sport. So I'll hold these up so you can look at them while I read to you. It is made in Peru. It is, each one is a 50-gram hank, 136 yards or 125 meters, 100% certified organic cotton. You can use a 3.5 to 4.0 millimeter set of knitting needles. Dry, clean, or hand wash in tepid water using a mild soap. Do not agitate or twist. Shape and dry flat on a towel. So I am hoping to make something really, really lovely out of this. And this was my last purchase from there. There were so many more things that I wanted, but one, I had to think about my budget, and two, I had to think about space. I mean, I know that I'm bringing it back to my wonderfully curated yarn library, but I had to put it in a suitcase or ship it to myself. So shipping costs money, and the suitcase, it takes up space, it takes up its weight. So I was like, I can't really do much of anything there. So that's all that I have for you with Yarn Candy in Little Rock, Arkansas. I do hope that you enjoyed looking at the store. She will do online orders, so I will link her website below. If there's something that you go on and you see that you might be interested in, definitely check it out. If there is anything that I can answer, you can put a question in the description box, and not in the description box. I'm doing the description box. You're doing the comments. If there's a question that you have that I can answer, put it in the comments below. And let me know what you think about the yarns that I got, and what things could I make for stuffed animals out of this. What could I make? You let me know. What do you think? All right. With that, I will leave you. As always, be well, be safe, and be the change you wish to see in the world, everyone. Ciao bella.